Good morning and welcome to uh, our devotions on the four connects. And this connect to the lost. For me, I'll go to Luke 19:10. For the Son of Man came to seek and save the lost. And that word seek, to search for, to desire, sought after, to go and get, really implies Christ's measure to not stand still. His ministry is filled with him traveling and putting himself in crowds, in crowded places, along roads where he would meet people. And sure, there are times where people would travel distances to find him and travel distances to go to crowds, but he made himself so available. God moved him so far throughout that land, seeking to save so many. And God gives us that same ministry of Jesus to continue. And so I will admit to you that I am very, very hard leaning on the seeker-sensitive side of Christendom right now. That I love the idea of a seeker-sensitive church. That I love the idea of entrepreneurial churches that engage with the community, that expect one to be unchurched when they enter through the doors. And I understand that there are lots of different sides to that discussion and different DNA of churches, but I strongly connect to and see the value of prison ministries, of a lot of what Hope City does in Barrie, and just this idea of going to the lost and not expecting them to come to us. And so that's just my petition to you today, my challenge to you today. Our lives are so filled with our families and our jobs, our church service, our good deeds, our neighbors, hopefully. And we fill up our lives and we can get to a point where there's no space. We travel by car and not by bus. We don't walk too often. We go from here to there, and we've removed the interaction, that natural friction that happens with the world. I remember having a conversation with a friend and them saying that the idea of the homelessness issue came up, and they said, well, there's not a homelessness issue in my community. And my heart skipped a beat. Because they moved away from the city they were raised in that had a homelessness issue to a lovely, quaint suburb where anybody close to low income or even middle income wouldn't have a hope of getting within 100 kilometers of. And so, do you really not have a homelessness issue, or did you solve it? Did you distance yourself from it? Did you remove yourself from that community and those people? And so, in this Christian walk we have, do we walk where the lost walk? Do we shop and go for meals where the lost shop and go for meals? How much have we isolated ourselves from those farthest from God? Is it because of our reputation? Is it because of our need for safety? But if we are the people of faith, if we are the people who go with the power of God, does God not go with us to seek and save the lost? And so, Lord, I just pray that as we continue to reflect and make decisions and put our hearts and minds on you, Lord, that you would get us out of our ruts, Lord, that you would get us out of our cultural norms and expectations, Lord, and that we would learn how to follow you alone, that we would go to the restaurants where we might meet the people you want to meet, where we would go to the shops and areas of town, that we would walk alongside the lost, that you would indeed bring them closer to us, that you would give them courage, that you would change their steps, Lord, as well. But Lord, that we would not just preach to, give tracts to, or invite in the lost, Lord, but that we would seek them the way that you sought us. Amen.